Harley's voice is great. Like it seems fun. I'm gonna watch.
Kaylee Cuoco.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I could definitely. Yeah, I just don't like that she's in the Suicide Squad outfit because I don't like that outfit.
Yeah,
but like I get it. It makes sense in the show because she's basically like, "I'm over you, Joker." Like that's the whole premise of the first episode.
Speaking of, there's new Birds of Prey posters, and they're way better than the old, weirdly photoshopped one.
Yeah, that movie. That movie. It's just. I'm not gonna. I just hate the title. They should have just called it Birds of Prey. You know what? You know what? Birds of Prey featuring Harley Quinn. That's all they had to call it.
It is called Birds of Prey, and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn.
That's why it's stupid, because it doesn't need that. It just said put featuring Harley Quinn. There you go. That's all I need to do. So stupid. Yeah, the Harley Quinn movie, because that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there was a TV show, but yeah. Yeah, it was very short-lived.
Yeah, one of the actors is going to be on the thing, though. Crisis.
That's this weekend, isn't it?
It starts this weekend, yeah.
Oh, no.
I need to get caught up on all the shows. I've been too busy watching Girl Meets World.
Part of me wants to break... Do I sound okay, guys? I sound okay, right?
Yeah.
Okay. There's a weird audio thing going on. Must be something outside. All right. Something is spiking my audio for some reason. Oh, I see. It's... There we go. I think I'm okay now. Part of me wants to like skip, break my rule, and just watch the Crisis crossover because I don't know. Is it tied in? Fuck! God damn it!
Oh. I mean, it's been basically everything that's been building up since the last crossover.
God damn it!
Like all of it, because I've started watching Supergirl again, just because I know it builds into. I'm not gonna watch Black Lightning. Like I liked the show, I don't have time to catch up on like 2 seasons of it.
Yeah.
But I've been watching all of the other shows because I know how much it's all gonna cross over.
Okay, I'll just wait till the summer of the DC in 2020, the last summer of. I hope that Netflix deal is still in play. Because I
think so.
I hope so. Because I want to watch Crisis, damn it, and I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't want to sign up for HBO Max.
It's been hard watching episodes week to week on Hulu again. I enjoyed them so much more on Netflix, but I can't. Like, probably the second half of the shows I'll watch on Netflix. But I gotta watch Crisis.
Okay. Okay. I'm ready.
I've been recording for 14 minutes.
14 minutes and 58 seconds, Captain.
27, 8, 9, 30. No. It's, I mean, unless it makes good radio. But it doesn't. Sup?
Ohio!
Oof.
What?
Yeah, that was unexpected.
Oh, okay. Well, I apologize, listeners.
That is a strong start. People are so excited to listen now. Oh yeah? He likes to keep it low though, you know? Anyway, I have just mostly been playing a lot of Star Wars and Pokemon. Yeah, so spoiler alert for our inevitable Game of the Year talk. My Game of the Year is probably Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. I forgot the whole title. Really struggled with that one. Yeah. It's a weird title, dog. Yeah, that's a very good game. I thought I was like I was really anxious to get to where like you get more lightsaber colors and stuff like that. And I thought I was so far away because like there's actually not a lot of planets. No. Yeah, I guess so. And like I thought that Dathomir was like just like a side quest planet. Like kind of the like a what's the one in God of War? Nibelheim, the one that's like just the challenge tower type thing, you know? I think it's No, that's a Final Fantasy VII place. Niflheim. That's it. Anyway, like the fiery one that's just like combat challenges. You know, I said God of War.
Muspelheim?
Oh, sure. Sure. Um
Muspelheim?
no, because I think there's two optional like realms in God of War, but yeah, Niflheim's what I was talking about. And I thought it was like that because it's like, oh, this place is challenging and it kind of looks like, looks similar like aesthetically. And so I thought it was just like somewhere you go to like get some secrets and whatever. And you told me there was a cool upgrade there. I'm still trying to say like relatively spoiler free. But you said there was a cool upgrade there. So I went there to get that. And then like I, got that upgrade and went back to like the story progress. And after like one more little bit of story, it's like, oh, looks like we're going to Dathomir next. And then I spent the next like 3 hours there. And I'm like, I don't want to be on this planet anymore. Mm-hmm. I did that too. I didn't know you could go there. I didn't know you could get that early. Hmm. Because I went there and cleared out a bunch. I guess I didn't. Oh, that's right. I kept getting killed by those the Night Brothers. Yeah, like that early. So when I came back later, I was like, oh, these are actually really easy now. I don't know what happened. I guess I was just better at the game at that point. But yeah, I need to go back through and just like, wipe out all the planets. Like, that sounded dark. Um, and clear out all of the secrets on the planets. There we go. I am not a Death Star. Um, and finish all that up. But lately I've like my my setup, quote unquote, for playing that game was to like have it up. I don't care that much about the story, so like I wasn't really like that. I mean, it's cool, but I'm not gonna like just play the game and watch the story, So like I had my wife's tablet up with Disney Plus on it, and I was watching Girl Meets World while playing the game. Don't judge me; it's a great show, actually, like better than I expected. And all the characters are really charming. Um, and so like I got really behind on like YouTube and like other shows and stuff like the CW shows all came back and that kind of thing. So the last few days I've been trying to like be at my computer with the two monitors so I can like have the Hulu app up and watch YouTube or whatever else I want to do. So I haven't been playing as much of the game, but I did get my yellow lightsaber. Very excited about that. And I guess like the next area you go to is like the final area, right? No, after Ilum. Okay, that's what I thought. Because I'm like leaving Ilum. I didn't feel like beating it at that night because it was like close to bedtime and I died. And the loading times in that game just kind of kill it sometimes. So yeah, they're like a minute on Xbox One
Really?
X.
Wow.
It's bad.
I barely pay attention to the loading times. Like, I guess I've gotten so immune to like loading times nowadays because I'm just if there's a loading screen that appears, I'm just on my phone and looking at stuff or I'm watching something.
Well,
But
it's more noticeable in a game like that because you're dying so much, and every time you die, there's like a minute long loading screen. So I mean, for me, like I'm bad at that kind of like Dark
okay.
Soul type game. So it's like I'll run in, fight like a group of enemies, die, and then get frustrated and run back in, fight them again, die, and so it's like, within 5 minutes, I might spend like 2 of those minutes in loading screens. So it's more noticeable.
Okay.
And sure, maybe it's my punishment,
No,
but
loading
it's
screens
like
shouldn't be like that.
no, it's the one complaint I have about the game, and I've seen it across the board. People complaining about how long the loading times are, especially for a game that's so focused on like trial and error.
Yeah, that's what I've
It
heard.
makes you
I've heard
actually not
people,
want to.
yeah,
Yeah,
complain about loading times, but it hasn't been an issue for me.
that's fair.
By the way, I also just I beat that game as soon as I went to Ilum. I was like, all right, I'm just gonna see this entire story through. And
I got kind of caught up on some of the puzzle stuff in Ilum. I love that planet. It's really cool, actually.
it's pretty cool.
Like once you
It's
get
Hoth
like,
light,
actually, yeah, my wife came out. She's like, "Are you on Hoth?"
right?
But like once you're trying to keep relatively spoiler free. Once you're trying to like leave the planet, I was like, oh, this is just like the rest of the game again.
I hate
Like
that
I like the puzzle, like the temples and stuff more.
Yeah, I hate that there's no fast travel system in this.
Yeah.
Like, it kind of discourages me from wanting to explore. Because I'm like, I don't want to run all the way over here and then find out I can't do anything, or I don't know the answer to the puzzle.
Yeah.
So then I run all the way back to my ship.
But it's slightly benefited. Like that is a knock against the game, definitely. But it doesn't ruin it for me because I love Metroidvanias. I'm used to backtracking to an extent.
Yeah.
But it is benefited by the shortcut system.
Yep. Yeah.
Because if you explore everything, you'll most likely open the door back to where you were trying to get to.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah.
But there's so many like alternate paths, you're never really sure which one's going to be a shortcut back to where you came, which one's going to be the next, the actual right way, which one's going to be a dead end with a secret. So it's like any given time, you might get to where you're supposed to be, rest at the meditation point, all the enemies come back, and then you have no desire to go back and, try the other paths.
What's funny is that I don't find the loading times to be like a pain in the ass, but I find the animation for going into meditation and going and doing your stuff in there and then getting out to be too slow. I want something way faster. Yeah.
I don't mind it too much, actually. So I guess we're just different kinds of people.
I'm like, oh my god, I just want to go in and like reset my thing. I don't want to have you sit down and have it load up and wait for it and go through another menu. It's like, just reset the damn app.
Yeah. I think the reason the loading times are so bad for me is because like I don't know how to say this correctly. Like I was going to say the combat's my least favorite part of the game, but that's not true. It's the combat focused sections of the game are my least favorite parts. Like when it just, has a like a ship that keeps dropping enemies on you and you just have to get through all of them. I don't really like those sections. I like the one-on-one boss battles are really good for the
those are really good. Yeah.
Because they actually they kind of test you and make you try different things.
Yeah.
And like I said, the puzzle, like the temple sections, where it's mostly puzzles with a few enemies scattered. Those are when I'm like, man, this is exactly what I've been wanting. And for like Metroid Prime, for example, I've been craving more Metroid Prime stuff, and this kind of scratches that itch when you go through the temples and get upgrades throughout the temple and use those to access new parts of it and find the shortcuts and all that. Like it just really scratches that. But then you sometimes have rooms where it's just okay, more enemies, fine. But usually those sections, you do it once, and then that room doesn't respawn the enemies.
It's funny because I really enjoy the combat a lot. So whenever I am faced with enemies, I'm just having a blast killing them in different ways. Yeah,
but part of it's that backtracking you talked about, where it's there's going to be an annoying amount of enemies in one room, and so you don't feel like going back to that room again. So it's I don't have to. I can keep running through. The door is open. There's nothing stopping me from running past them.
Yeah, I don't farm them or anything. Yeah, I don't farm them or anything like that. What else is there? Oh, okay, so the ending, I really love the ending. It's really good. I want to see another one. I actually really like the characters. I like the main character. Yeah. I like all the side characters they have. They're pretty cool. Did you get captured, by the way?
Yeah. Can you not?
I assume you cannot just by not getting captured. I think you can actually just kill the boss and move on.
Huh.
Because I was close. I got him down halfway before I got captured.
I was kind of surprised by that because I almost had him.
Yeah.
And he killed me, and I was like, "Wait, it's not a game over screen? What?"
Yeah.
Yeah, that was actually a really cool section.
That was a really cool section.
I wasn't really a super fan of the puzzle stuff that came next.
It was okay.
And that was another one where it's oh, this is just an arena battle. I'm kind of all right. I guess I'll do it.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that was really cool. I assume if you die to the bounty hunter, bounty hunters, whatever. It's not a spoiler. But assume if you keep dying to the bounty hunters, they'll keep capturing you and taking you to the place.
Like in that arena battle.
Yeah, I assume that's what would
No,
happen.
it just game overs and.
Oh, does it? Okay.
Yeah.
I never got killed by.
I
a
died
bounty
in
hunter
literally
again.
every combat in the game.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
I'm not joking.
So you can confirm everything.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Because I thought.
Because what made me mad is like I would get through a whole a whole section of enemies, die on like a stupid grunt because I was out of stims, and then go back to the last meditation point, get through all that again like handily, and then find out that in the next room there was another meditation point. Come on.
Yeah. Did you do the ball puzzle that's underneath the landing site on that first planet or the temple? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what that little thing is for.
It's a stim.
No, the creature.
Oh yeah, I don't know what that was about either, because it seemed like you could collect them and put them on your ship.
But you beat it. Did it do anything?
What?
I was hoping for like a little like Super Metroid thing where the creatures are there with you at the end.
Yeah. I was hoping that because there's one where you push open the door and you're like, "Come here, little guy," right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he would be on your ship and part of your crew or something. You could
I saw him at one point.
Okay, I didn't see him at all actually.
But I thought he was just gonna be around, and I saw him scurry under the table, the war table.
Yeah.
And then that was it. That's the only time I saw him.
Yeah,
and someone made an offhand mention, I think we have a stowaway.
There's parts of this game that make me feel like it's unfinished in some parts.
Yeah. And it really does feel like it. They went from not even announcing the title to it being released in less than a year.
Yeah. And it's not a bad unfinished, just there's certain ideas that weren't fully formulated. The idea of having a crew and talking to them Mass Effect style.
Yeah.
I felt like they wanted to do something more with that, but just didn't get that done in time.
But those characters are great.
They
Grease,
are. Yeah.
fantastic.
I love them, man. I want a sequel to this and have it be a little bit more Mass Effect.
Give them the budget that they probably should have had for this one.
Yeah, it's really good, and the ending is amazing. I can't wait to hear what you have to say about the ending.
Yeah, I'm excited. I don't dislike the story. I'm just not invested in it.
Yeah.
The intro area, I don't. That's what I really don't want to spoil, because that intro section is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Everything about it, I was like, oh, this is kind of a weird tutorial thing, and then it just keeps going in a way that's wow, this is a movie at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost all of it is playable, but it plays out like a movie, and it's really cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's amazing.
Aside from that, like I said, that's been most of it. But I have jumped back a little bit into Pokemon. It's been kind of in chunks while watching stuff, but it's still good. It feels like something's missing from this generation. And it's weird because this is probably the first Pokemon game I'm going to beat, because I'm at the championship now. So I mean, I'm definitely gonna beat it. I'm already there. But, it's the first one I've actually felt invested in enough to run through the whole thing. Since 5th gen, I think. But there's something missing about this region. The past games have had things in the towns where you'll go into a hidden research facility or explore an ice cave or something like that. And this one's very much just they got rid of all of that in favor of just having the wild area. And I think I've said this before, the mileage you get out of the game is how invested you are in the wild area, because everything else is there's some cool story stuff and battles against your rivals as you wander the routes and stuff, but between cities, you don't do much. You explore the actual routes, just wander through the grass, fight trainers, that kind of thing. But then when you get to town, it's just have some chats. Occasionally, there's a rival battle, and then you do the gym and you move on. And there's a few caves, but they're just route caves, they get you to the next area. There's not really any detours as you go, it seems like. And that was always one of my favorite parts. When I think about Pokemon games, what I remember are like the team hideouts, like that kind of thing. And there's really not that in this game. Like the closest there is one of the gym battles is kind of like a seedy back alley area that is predominantly like populated by the team. But there's just, I don't know. There's a personality missing. That's kind of upsetting. But I'm also still really enjoying it because a lot of the new Pokemon are fantastic. The sense of like community with the wild area and like the the online elements is really cool. Even though, as I mentioned last time, trading still sucks. I've really enjoyed just like running around because like I can catch everything now. I've got all the badges, so I really enjoyed just running around like back where I was before. It's like, all you strong Pokemon have nothing on me now, and just enslaving all of them. And like the sense of progression, like as you get the ability to go on the water and things like that, is really satisfying in a way that opens up new areas. But it just feels kind of aimless in a way. It's like you said about like Star Wars. It feels unfinished, and that's a bummer because it does so many things well for it to feel ultimately like meandering from gym to gym. Like that's the whole point. So like I have a lot of problems with it, but I'm still really enjoying it. Like it's probably my favorite generation since Gen 5. Just because like the actual progression is still really satisfying, even though there's not a lot of like meat on there. And part of it is kind of nice that it's streamlined because it's actually like I'm not getting bored. Like Gen 7 I wanted to like so much. I heard really good things about it. But like the 4 different islands you jump between and like the weird like lack of gyms and it's just I none of it really stuck with me. Gen 6 just sucks. Everyone knows that. But so yeah, it's nice that they've kind of streamlined a lot of that and like made this game quicker to run through. But I'm still 33 hours in, I think, and I'm at the championships. Like I've invested time into it, but a lot of that is exploring the wild area, just kind of doing my own thing. So I could see people being disappointed, but I'm ultimately not. I wanted more from the region itself, but I'm still satisfied with the Pokemon and stuff. So I don't know. It's kind of one of those weird things. Like it'll probably be on my top 10, but just out of obligation, because like I haven't played all of the games that most people would put on their top 10s. But it's still good. Pokemon wise, it's probably my second favorite gen behind Gen 5. But like actual game wise, it's probably third behind 5 and 2. Just because like it's still really immersive in a way. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got. I've dabbled a little bit in Halo games. My friends came over last weekend for like the the holiday season, and we played some like couch co-op Halo 3, which was really fun. But there's not really anything to report. It was just kind of nice, from a nostalgia standpoint, to actually have people on a couch together playing like split screen Halo. But that's most of it.
Nice. Ben, what have you been up to?
Oh God, I'm alive. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, I've also been playing Pokemon. I unabashedly love this game, flaws and all. Like similar to Dragon Quest, which I also played. I'll talk about in a minute. I get a huge smile when I'm playing this game. Namely because of the Pokemon. Like a lot of the my big problem with the past two generations, 6 and 7, is that while I liked a good small amount of the new Pokemon, I always end up defaulting back to other Mons I knew from older generations, and I always hated that. And I told myself, like I said on this podcast, I will make a team that is all new Mons. And for the most part, I did that. Galar Ponyta counts. It's new.
Yes.
So
Regional count.
But like I love my team. I'm not gonna lie to you. I love the Pokemon camp. Like I love just putting like if I'm just relaxing and like or if like I'm at work and I'm like, well, I only am having 5 more minutes, so let me just put Pokemon camp and let me just watch my team just hang out and then they'll talk and I'll throw the ball. and I'll make curry. And it's fun. I love my team. I have my team now. The only complaint I have on my team is there's a buff ass octopus that you can run into.
Yeah.
Which I was like, oh fuck! It was like water fighting, water fighting. It's
Nope.
only fighting, which is good because it doesn't have the electrical weakness and it's deceiving as fuck. So I love that.
They can probably learn water moves, but it's still disappointing.
Yeah, no, it can still learn, but it doesn't get that stab, which is like, come on, but it hits like a fucking truck. I named it Octogeef because it just reminds me of saying Geef was an octopus. I caught the little, because I remember seeing this little Pokemon on Twitter, this little little snail Pokemon, and I was like, oh, you look cute. Didn't catch it, and then I fought the Ice Gym, and I saw the moth. I was like, oh my god, you look so pretty, and that thing evolves into the moth. So I was like, I am going to
snail.
Well, it's caterpillar, whatever. The little thing that has the ice on it. Yeah. That evolves into the moth, and I named it Ice Mothra, basically. So, and it has a high ass special attack. Oh my god, that thing! Whew, and it's fast. Oh my god.
I liked that one, but I already had. I've got Scorch on my team for the bug, and then Mr. Rhyme for the ice. So I didn't use it.
Okay.
But it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I always try to use an ice type Pokemon. It's just ice type Pokemon. Oh, they get hit by so many things so hard. But like even this one's bug ice, so it's quad weakness to fire, but it's fast. I gave it Quaver Dance, so it's gonna get that speed. But it's already fast, so I'm gonna make it faster. But like, and I got Cutiefant. I just love these Pokemon. And namely, I also love the gyms. Like, this is my favorite handling of the gyms, and I want the gyms to be handled this way, where they feel more important. Fuck the legend. Fuck the story. I don't care about the story. The story is you are going to defeat the undefeated. That is my story. The darkest day. Yeah, fuck that. I don't care. Normally, I care about this stuff, but like, it's such an afterthought. Even like the protagonist, like, or not the side characters, like, you don't worry about that. We got that. You go do the gym challenges. I'm like, you're right. I will go do the gym challenges. Fuck yeah.
And you're nailing it, honestly. Like, they got rid of a lot of that side stuff, but they make the gym challenge so like satisfying that it's still immersive.
Yeah, and I like Hop as a rival. Like, yeah, he's the Beatty or Betty is like whatever. I do like that he gets kind of a redemption a little bit. You know, when he gets.
There hasn't been a jerk rival in a long time.
How I would call him more of a douche than a jerk. He's just it's a little bit like you go a little too far sometimes with Betty, but I like that he kind of finds purpose. You know, he's just angry. He just wants to please the chairman, but whatever. But I'll say this much before we go to the next game. Nintendo's had a fucking strong ass year, right? They've had a lot of good releases. Any other year, this would have been game of the year, hands down for me. Like that's how much I love this game and how much it brings a smile to me when I play it. My criteria for what a game of the year is different from y'all. Suck it. Yeah, fucking. I'm almost beating it, but I did get annoyed because I got to the point where like I got to the semifinals. I beat Marnie. I beat her. She's adorable. And I had that sense of like when you beat Hop, like I felt bad because it's like fighting your friend. I'm like, fuck, we both want the same thing. If anybody remembers Yu-Gi-Oh back in the 90s when Yugi had to fight Joey, and it's like, I don't want to fight my best friend, but I gotta win, damn it. I have to be the one in 21 and 1. Any wrestling fan will get that reference. So yeah, I love Pokemon, but that's enough of that. I love it.
Sometime I've got my final team. I've got a little evolving left to do, but I've got my final.
I don't do Pokemon battling. I don't do that. I don't
just
do that. Maybe. I'll consider it. If you play me Mortal Kombat. So anyways, but speaking of from one RPG to another, I played Dragon Quest XI again because I was like, it's been too long, and just similar to how Justin dropped the hint. I'm not saying it is, but Dragon Quest is one of 2 games that might be my game of the year this year. Because of every single time I boot it up, it makes me smile. And how enjoyable it is. And how fun it is. And even how grim it can get at points, especially where I'm at in the story. How deeper it can go into its characters now that you have had 60 hours of getting to know them, even though it doesn't feel like 60 hours. I love it. And I just got to the point where Silvando is easily my favorite party member. The flamboyant character that he is. It's such a great game. Like seriously, if you're looking for a Christmas gift, like if you could buy your kid or yourself one Christmas game this year and you want a long one, a good long one, I can't recommend anything else with Dragon Quest XI.
I'll give you a good long one.
Yeah. I'm gonna move on from that. So what else have I been playing? Let's see. I played a little Doom. That's on my PC because it was on sale on the Switch, and I was like, "No, you fucking have it, you idiot! Don't do that." And it's Doom 2016. It's really really fun. But the only other game that I really have been really playing, and it kind of has me by the vice grip right now, is Katana Zero, which released earlier this year. It's published by Devolver Digital. The gimmick of this game is that you die in one hit. You play as this assassin who basically has his targets, and you have to make it through a series of stage through a series of screens, as I'm going to call them, to get to your target. And that already in itself, how the gameplay feels and how basically you have a dodge, you can slow down time like it's the Matrix, and in that slowdown time you can parry bullets. And stuff like that. So that part is really, really cool. And what's really cool is that what you're doing in the gameplay is basically the precognitive him planning out the attack. And so after you do the attack, it kind of gives you like a highlight, like a rewind feature, showing you here's what you did in like Sicilian motion. It looks so badass. You can throw objects, and there's a certain like, you remember in like old Mortal Kombat games, there was like a crunch when you would do an uppercut. Like you felt that. There's a crunch or a nice feeling when I slice an enemy or I chuck like a brick at them or chuck a knife at them. This is basically John Wick. I'm not even kidding with you. But just like the level of violence, it's John Wick but with a katana instead of a gun.
You kill someone with a horse?
Not yet. But one thing that surprised me about this game, and I'm not going to spoil anything, I am surprised by the story of this game. Because at first it doesn't seem like there would be a story, right? But like, this game gets Metal Gear Solid 2 levels of fucking weird. And if anybody who's listening has played Metal Gear Solid 2, you have an idea what I'm talking about. Now it doesn't go that far.
Is there any fishing that gets mailed?
No, but there's some stuff that I don't want to spoil anything because it's really creative. It's really, really interesting, and there's some really cool visual effects that they play with it. But one of the things I like about it is that there's actually like dialogue options that you get. So initially you'll get like a line that comes up, sort of like from the Telltale games, like you only have a certain amount to respond. But in that first section, there's usually like a red part, and underneath the red part, they'll have the dialogue that basically says like he's angry, like give me my drug or give me this or I'll kill you, very angrily. But if you wait it out, you can basically you can either make the character more like you. You can either have him be more aggressive, more like the humble badass, the badass with the heart of gold, stuff like that. And the more you delve into it, like the more you let the dialogue options, the more the story opens up, and it turns into this fucking military conspiracy shit with drugs and foreign countries, and like, oh my god, like, fuck. Like it gets heavy at points. Like PTSD comes into play. It gets insane. Which I didn't expect. Like there's a point where you think a sequence of events is happening, but then it happens, but then it doesn't happen, and then you repeat that moment, and you realize you are repeating moments. Like it gets really fucking weird, and I didn't expect that, and I'm glad I didn't expect that. Even me telling you that part, you're not gonna expect it because you're gonna be like, wait, what happened? And again, the gameplay is super sick. So like, I always have to have one indie darling that I played this year, and I don't think I've had too many this year. Like at least I had the chance to play. Not that I could think of, because the other one that came out this year was Wargroove, and I just got that, but I haven't had the chance to dive into it yet. But yeah, Katana Zero, holy shit! I'm almost at the end of the game. It's not a long game. The best part about it is that even though you die in one hit, the screens are so short. Dying feels no consequence. It's literally get up again, go, get up again, go. And when you get the sequence down of what you want to do, because it's not like total free, but you have a certain way of like, okay, I'm gonna go this way, I'm gonna chuck this at you, I'm gonna throw a smoke bomb. You have a way of going about it. It's so satisfying when you nail it down, and in no stage ever overstays its welcome. That's the best part. It's perfectly paced out. I highly recommend anybody try this game if you're looking for like a very good slash, not hack and slash, but a very good adrenaline game. Because once you start going and you get that feeling, you don't want to stop. As I'm boring Thomas, I'll stop there.
I am just tired and sick, so
I know.
I struggle with any game that kills you in one hit.
I know, but like it's like, because I know that's a big temperament, and that scared me at first. But like I said, the like how much space you lose is so little that it's not a problem. Like there's no live system at all. Like there's no game over screen. But again, and also I encourage you, if you like a person who likes conspiracy theory narratives, this game's right up your fucking alley. Like seriously, it's really fucking good. Also, if you don't want the conspiracy theory narrative, I'm sure you can just bypass it. But that's all I've really been playing. Yeah, those are definitely the big three. But so I'm gonna stop talking. Go play all the games I just mentioned because I'm right.
okay. So other than Star Wars, I've been playing Judgment. Finally cracked that open. Friday.
What's your judgment on it?
Judgment is that it's a Yakuza game. Oh my god. Just look at your face. This is great for audio listeners.
Right? You should invest in the video version.
You can see,
I say invest, but it's free.
You can see him when just looking Justin's face.
No. This is Weasley.
Oh, is it
Excuse
Weasley?
you.
Well,
yeah. The
I
bigger
can't...
ginger boy.
They all look the same to me.
Wow. How rude. All of my children are unique.
Okay. So Judgment, yeah, it's a Yakuza game. You play as an ex-lawyer who... Okay, so apparently in Japan, at least in the game, lawyers they lose 99% of their cases to prosecutors.
Mm.
And you're one of the lawyers that like actually won a case. But the case you won, your client ended up getting charged for killing his girlfriend and setting his house on fire. So
Okay.
you end up quitting the lawyer business and you work as a PI. And your first case is that you have to help a Yakuza get off scot-free from being charged for killing this guy by gouging out his eyes. So,
jeez.
Yeah, it's some like fucked up like actual Yakuza shit going on. I haven't played a whole lot, but the investigation stuff is really light. It's like just look around this area until you find the thing that you need to find, and then that's it. I just saw a cat hair float off in the distance from.
Yep.
That's hilarious. But yeah, the fighting system's pretty good. It's way better than all the other Yakuza games. Like this one.
It sounds more serious.
Yeah, well, the story's well, I don't know if it's more serious, but they're all serious. But anyways, the actual fighting system is pretty. It's more evolved from the other Yakuza games.
Oh.
Like this one, there's only 2 different fighting styles, and you can actually like run off walls and like jump kick people and stuff. It's pretty cool.
Does it still feel chunky?
I have a feeling you still might not like it, Justin.
Okay.
Like it's a little bit more fluid, but it still has a little bit of a chunk to it. Actually, running around the city is it's different because you can actually like parkour over, benches and stuff like cars and stuff.
That's an improvement at least. Because like I mean, what little I played of Yakuza felt like a 3D side scroller beat 'em up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is
like,
a beat 'em up.
That very like stilted, like I can punch and kick and throw and nothing else. Like everything is a set animation and
It's
you
exact.
do the thing.
It's
and
exact.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I like that more free, like Star Wars. You know, there's animations, but there's multiple ways to do things. You have a little bit more like athletics, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, there's more athletic stuff to it and leveling up and all that. I'm not that very far into it, but I'm really looking forward to playing more of it. Like uncovering the story. I like the new characters; they're pretty cool. This one's actually fully voiced in English, which none of the other Yakuza games were, like fully voiced in English. So that's new and different for this series. And I actually like the voice actors for the English voice actors. Pretty good. So that's pretty much it for that. Let's head on into the news. Today we have. Have you guys ever played Rune? I'm gonna assume no because it was a PC game. Okay, so Rune, for those that are listening and don't know what Rune is, Rune was like an old school like Viking action game, like action
Definitely
RPG.
no.
It was pretty cool. But yeah, Rune 2 came out, and with that, Human Head Studios was closed and absorbed by Bethesda into Roundhouse Studios. But now, Roundhouse Studios are being faced with a lawsuit from their former Rune 2 team called Ragnarok LLC. So Rune 2 had a successful Epic Games launch, and Ragnarok LLC intend to continue to produce content for the title, but Human Head Studios is allegedly withholding assets from the team. According to the legal complaint that has been filed, the lawsuit includes a demand for restitution of all the money transacted by Ragnarok to Human Head, allegedly around $100 million in damages, and a return of the game's property. Rune 2 is now available through Epic Games Store. So yeah, it's just a weird story because they made this game, they published it, they got closed down, and they just made a new studio, and now their former business partners are suing them because they want the assets to Rune 2. It's just it's such a wild story.
Yes, this is I'm not entirely sure. Let me see if I understand this. So, Human Head Studios
Yes.
are not the ones that made Rune 2.
They were.
Then what is this Ragnarok LLC?
So I assume Ragnarok LLC was a business partner with them. Like it was like the team that, like a team that worked on Rune 2. Like maybe they spun out and made Ragnarok as well. I'm not sure. I would have to look that up.
Okay. Because it sounds like Human Head Studios made the game and are publishing the game. And Ragnarok, which doesn't former Rune 2 team. Yeah, I don't understand any of this. To me, it reads like Human Head Studios are the publishers that bought Ragnarok LLC and then like killed them.
No, Ragnarok apparently is the publisher for Rune.
The first Rune.
I don't know, man.
This story doesn't really make sense.
It's just weird.
I'm confused.
Anyways, Ragnarok wants money. It's just a weird story, man, because it's just like they release the game and then they get closed down and then they start up a new studio and then another studio is asking for money and damages for this game.
Well, what's even more confusing is that it said Human Head Studios closed down. But then it said Human Head Studios joined the Bethesda umbrella as Roundhouse Studios, which to me sounds like Human Head Studios wasn't closed down. They were just rebranded after joining Bethesda.
That's essentially what happened. Like the actual, like the company's, the Human Head Studios closed down, but everyone that worked for Human Head Studios just joined Bethesda as Roundhouse Studios.
So they didn't close down.
In the business as they did. It's like when
that sounds like a shady, like, you know, trying to avoid legal troubles thing.
It could be. It was
like they're probably in the wrong here.
It was like when Westwood Studios became like EA West or something stupid like that.
Yeah, but considering they're now being sued, it sure sounds like they were like, "Hey, maybe if we're not called Human Head Studios, they won't find us. Like there's a buffet place here that used to be Ryan's. Like I don't know if you know what Ryan's is, but it's just a really nice like American buffet, just general food. And that closed and it became like I forget what it was called. It was like Hunan or something. It was like a Chinese buffet. And they got slapped with like 30 some like food policy violations and were, basically like threatened to, hey, if you don't fix this, we're going to close you down. So they just changed their name. It's the same people, same place, same food, but they're like, nah, we're China buffet. Or I don't remember what it's called anymore, actually, because I'm not going to go there anymore. But it's like everything is the same. They just literally changed the thing on the marquee, and have continued doing business after all of that bad press, because that bad press is tied to the old name.
Yeah, so Ragnarok LLC is the publisher of Rune 2.
Okay.
They said they had no knowledge of Human Head was about to shut down. Yeah, it just seemed like Human Head wanted to just not deal with this anymore and just change their name after getting acquired by Bethesda. Which is funny because like the community around Rune 2, they've been waiting for this game for a long time.
Really?
And they finally got it. And I can't speak to the quality because I haven't played it or seen anything of it. I like the first one. I don't know, maybe I'll check out Rune 2, but I don't know what's going to happen with it.
I didn't even know what it was until now. So
the first game was pretty cool. Like if you can get that for really cheap, like a couple bucks, check it out.
It's kind of hard to go back to some of those action adventure games or action RPG games.
I'm okay.
Yeah, agreed.
Something I'm okay with is Super Mario Maker 2. Apparently there's a new update including the Master Sword.
Yeah, did you read any of this?
No.
Okay, then I'll take over.
Yes.
This is a really cool update. Like this is their like 2.0 update, and it's got a lot of new stuff. Honestly, like when the game came out, everyone assumed they were going to add, like new modes, like the like something else with the 3D world style and things like that. But it's been out for like 6 months, and there haven't really been like major updates like this. So I guess it just took 6 months, and they're just like shadow dropping it. But it adds a bunch of new creator tools like pokies and snowballs and P blocks, or the P power up, and then like blocks that are affected by that or whatever. I don't even remember all of them, honestly. There was a lot of stuff in this trailer. And mute. I'm trying to scroll through here. All right, that's not the trailer. A bunch of things. I don't remember what it all is. But the most surprise. Oh, they're also adding like a new type of speed runs that use like the little ninja creature from I think Mario 2 as like other people, essentially course ghosts, and you can chase those like through the level to see who gets the best time. So it's just like a more like community based way to do speed runs, which is kind of cool. Anyway, the biggest like power up upgrade thing that they added in is only in the 8-bit mode, and it's the Master Sword. So like the first game had like the 8-bit costumes or whatever that were just like kind of a one-off power up that make you look like a character, usually based on amiibo and stuff, but they didn't have any like extra powers or anything. This is literally a Master Sword power up. Like Mario grabs it and turns into Link, and he can use his sword, like the sideways sword slash, the downward sword slash. I think there's like an up jab too. And he's got a bow that can shoot in 3 directions and bombs that can blow up blocks. Like, it's a lot of power ups in one. But I think that'll be really cool for making like different types of levels. Because I remember like even I in the first game tried to make like some cool 8-bit like other character themed levels where you try to keep the power up the whole time. And so I can see some levels where like the course condition is to end the level as Link and the whole level is just like based on Zelda 2 or like a side scroller version of a Zelda dungeon, that kind of thing, where you have to use your you have to use your power-ups to get through the level, and that has me excited. Like, I want to jump back into the game anyway, because I really didn't give it a fair shake back in like June or July or whenever it came out. There was just too much stuff coming out at the same time. And I feel like the hype kind of died down. So I hope they do these regular content updates to kind of bring people back every, 3 to 6 months. Because I definitely want to try it again. I just want to give a little more time for people to create some of these new levels with like the spikies and things like that to play around with. But there was a lot of cool new courses elements in there. I just don't remember all of them. And the story I found pretty much only talks about the Zelda update, so I can't even vamp while trying to find what they are. But yeah, check it out. Check out the trailer. It's not that long. That's all I got though.
All right. Let's talk about this PlayStation commercial. I thought this was kind of sad after seeing this on Twitter. That PlayStation commercial rips off loads of artists. So there's like a bunch of artists that went on Twitter saying that this Japanese PlayStation commercial just ripped off their animations. And you can see how similar it is just by the videos they put side to side. And Sony is not going to reply to any of this because I don't think it got picked up by a lot of media. But yeah.
So basically, like, they pulled a Disney and just stole like the animation and put their own like characters into those animation frames.
Yeah.
So they just like drew over the animations essentially.
Basically.
Okay. And I say pulled a Disney. A lot of times they did it with their own, like they just reused animation in other movies. They didn't steal it from other things.
Old school Disney.
They did that too. I'm just saying it wasn't as common. Yeah, this is weird. Like, inspiration is one thing, but when it's like actually frame for frame the same.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
It's pretty blatant. Ben, what were you gonna say?
No, it's fuck you, Sony. Multi-million-dollar company, and you can't afford to gotta steal people's shit. Fuck you.
Yeah. The question is, because it looks like a lot of this, or no, I guess some of it is like actual fan art type stuff. Like, creators' animations. I was going to say, it looks like a lot of it is from, like, the Steven Universe movie or whatever.
Yeah, there was some,
but not all of it is.
Yeah.
I was going to say, did they produce Steven Universe? Because then technically that is their animation that they're just repurposing, just like Disney does. But they're also stealing, fan-created stuff, and that's not cool.
Let me see. Who does Steven Universe?
It's Cartoon Network, so whatever. I don't think Sony owns Cartoon Network.
I don't know. There's so few companies that own it.
That would fall under that would fall under Warner Brothers.
Oh, okay. All right.
So Warner Brothers.
Yeah, I guess it does. Okay, so it's still bad then. Like that's. Yeah.
Did they think people wouldn't notice?
Everyone notices.
Yeah.
Well, one person notices, and then everyone notices.
Yeah, it's like when that Marvel game ripped off Street Fighter V's animations a couple years ago.
Yeah.
All right, let's move into some remakes. We got Resident Evil 3 remake cover art leaked on the PlayStation Network.
Remake.
Yep.
So this. I assume you don't know anything about this.
I mean, it's just like
it wasn't like Thanos. It was inevitable.
Resident Evil 3 has been in the works for a while now. Like everyone knows
Has
that.
it?
There were talks roaming around when RE2 released that they were already working on RE3, and technically they already have the foundation of RE3 with RE2.
Yeah, I probably know the least about RE3. And one of my friends was describing it to me, and I was like, "That sounds just like 2, but with Nemesis."
They take place around the same time period. Like technically RE3 takes place before RE2.
Yeah, but even I'm just saying, even down to like the premise is just like it's Raccoon City instead of in a mansion, or the police precinct, whatever it is. I don't remember.
Yeah, you're just following Jill this time.
Yeah, and you're following a different character who's being followed by Nemesis instead of Mr. X. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Well,
the same
Nemesis
thing.
is yeah, but Nemesis is more terrifying than Mr. X, at least in the older version, because of what Nemesis could run at you and could break through buildings. Versus Mr. X is kind of just an inconvenience. Now they've kind of beefed up Mr. X and makes people wonder what are they going to do to Nemesis, who was the ultimate nightmare for a lot of kids back then.
I don't know. I know nothing. I probably don't really even care, but I just thought it was worth noting that this is leaked because I know people are excited. But there was a small news story. It wasn't worth putting in here about like they were interviewing Jeff Keighley about the Game Awards, and he said that like nothing has been leaked from the show so far. So like all the leaks that are saying they're like Game Awards stuff are either fake or confused.
Or Keely's lying.
I don't know. I feel like he would stoke the fires. He would say like, "There's been a lot of fakes out there, but a few people are getting it right."
I don't think he would even say that. Like,
because we don't know which ones are fake and which ones are real.
I guess.
But by saying that none of them have been like nothing has been leaked, it's specifically saying that all of the things that have come out aren't from the Game Awards, even if they're real.
Yeah.
They're not Game Awards. Because the other thing that came out, which I don't have on here, is there's a State of Play next week. On the 10th, I think it is. So this RE3 thing could very well be a leak from that. Like, it doesn't mean that it's not real.
There's also Capcom Cup Finals in 2 weeks, which while it's not a fighting game thing, they could show off. They could show it off there.
Yeah. So I don't know if you all talked about it last week or if it was even out last week, but there was the weird like Resident Evil stickers in Smash Brothers.
No, we didn't talk about it.
Okay. It was all character, like it was like characters together in a sticker, just randomly like Resident Evil's taking over Smash Bros.
Yeah, they were gonna be like the things you can fight. Yeah,
but that's like main characters in the games. I don't think it includes Nemesis.
No, it was just like I just saw like Leon, Jill, maybe Chris. Of course, it had to be Chris.
Yeah, there was.
But like no monsters. It was mostly
that makes me think like if they're teasing like a Resident Evil thing to Smash, like is Nemesis gonna be a playable character?
No, it would be first of all, it would be Chris or Jill or Leon, not a monster.
But those characters are all on a sticker.
That doesn't mean anything. Zelda's a sticker and she's playable. The stickers don't mean anything.
But you get those stickers by playing that character's like classic mode run.
Okay, that doesn't deconfirm any. I will shave my head, which isn't hard, if Nemesis gets into Smash. They would put Leon, Chris, or Jill, or even Claire, but Claire's boring.
Chris and Jill not in Smash?
No, they're not in Smash.
Oh, I thought that was
Leon's the one who should be in Smash though, because of GameCube.
See, I think they would go with the girl because there's like no girl DLC characters.
Yeah, it'd be Jill.
Yeah. But I don't know. It just seemed weird that they're randomly putting a sticker in there. Like it's got to be teasing something else.
Nemesis would be an assist trophy if anything.
Oh my god, yes.
That'd be cool.
Spectre Mansion stage. Stop getting me.
You're getting you hyped for things that might not exist.
No, I know. And another reality exists, and I gotta pierce the barrier.
Because they haven't released Terry yet. But
Terry,
what?
Terry's. What do you mean? He's been out, or are you?
For weeks.
Yeah, I talked.
We talked about it like 2 weeks ago.
I forgot. I've played him. I played as him on the plane. And whatever. My mind's been weird lately.
Yeah.
What if the Capcom Cup they announce a Smash character?
That would be weird.
Sorry, we're getting ahead of things. I don't care about this announcement specifically, but I love like that Capcom's getting popular again. So it makes me happy to speculate.
Oh, especially the Monster Hunters. Oh my god, I love watching that game. Yeah.
Sure.
Celeste's story of the week, I think, is Vanquish and Bayonetta getting remasters coming to Xbox One in 2020.
I added a story about that. It's a small one. You go ahead. I know we can do the Vanquish one, but I just want to let you know. That way we don't.
It's not really a whole lot of news other than these games are coming.
Okay.
And they're gonna have 4K and 60 FPS, which is great.
I mostly put the figure for low, but I put it in the notes, I should say. He's probably not still here.
No. I can
He's
make me
too
sad.
for us these days.
Are there people still salty that they can't play Bayonetta 2 because it's on the Wii U/Switch now?
Probably.
Oh god, yes. Give me your tears. Give me your sweet, sweet, juicy tears. Ah, pony up, bitch.
Wait, is that Bayonetta 2 or 3?
Both of
2.
them would be Switch.
3 isn't out yet.
I was gonna say, because that is 2 on Switch.
It was on 2 is exclusive to Switch and Wii U.
Okay, I knew it was on Wii U. I have the Wii U version.
Yeah, it's on
Never
Switch.
finished it.
I would bet we're gonna get a Bayonetta 3 trailer at Game Awards.
I hope so. It's been a while. It's been 2 years.
Because it was announced at Game Awards. And that's like it's too mature for most of Nintendo's things that they put out.
Yeah.
So I think Game
Too
Awards
hot
is
for Nintendo.
Yeah, I mean, and Platinum. I mean, they just had a pretty big hit with Astral Chain this year, so it's let's go. I want my Bayo 3. I still need to rebuy Bayo 1 and 2 for Switch just because. Complete the set.
All right, Ben, go do your story.
So, Soul Calibur 6 is getting a world tour in 2020. Recently, of course, with the Season 2.0 update with new characters and new movesets, Ben and Emka has been running successful world tours for a number of years with both Tekken, which is this weekend, which will probably be over. Congratulations to Arsenal Ash for winning Tekken World Tour Finals. Most recently, Dragon Ball Fighters, but now it seems another pillar. Soul Calibur player community Kayane announced today at Soul Calibur 6 World Tour will be starting at Evo Japan, which is January 24th to the 26th. So the first stop which is probably one of the earlier stops, because most of these tours don't start to like March or April. Soul Calibur series producer Motohiro Okubo, as well as Markman Julio, who's one of the well-known members of the FGC, will be joining the fighting Tuesday stream, which is a big stream in Japan. A big fighting game stream in Japan for Namco Games. Let's see. Yeah. So yeah, it's basically that's it. And this is big. I put this in here because like Soul Calibur, like a lot of people kind of forgot Soul Calibur existed after its launch. And Thomas, you and I watched Evo, where like the guy for one of the producers for Soul Calibur 6 said, we got nothing. We don't even know. And then bam, Season 2, so like the Calibur scene seems to be really happy with the changes. So I'm happy that, there's another world tour for people to play. It's super cool. So Calibur is so cool, especially the newest version. So I'm going to be watching that, and I can't wait to stay up till like 5 a.m, watching Evo Japan and wrecking my sleeping schedule. Oh boy.
I still have a code for Soul Calibur 6.
For PC?
Yeah. Did you or Justin want it? I don't know.
I mean, Justin's PC could probably run it better, but my god, I want to play that so fucking bad.
Yeah, go for it. I don't.
Okay.
You would play it more than I would.
I mean, if my PC can melt, I don't know if it can run it. That's the thing.
The Switch can run Mortal Kombat 11.
Yeah, but when this isn't on Switch, this is my PC.
Just throw all the settings on low.
I'm just saying, like, Soul Calibur's older, and probably has settings that go.
It came out last year, not older.
Older than Mortal Kombat 11.
Yeah, but Mortal Kombat 11 has more high fidelity than this. I don't understand why are you comparing Switch to PC. I don't understand the comparison.
Because I'm saying if that a modern game can scale down to Switch, then it can scale down to your PC. See what I mean?
Right. Okay, I'll try it. Thomas, give me the fucking code, please.
Well, if you're gonna ask like that, maybe I'll just sell it.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. It's alright. Alright. Let's end the show here, Justin.
Yeah. That's my cue. You can find me if you look for Zero Score around the internet, because I've been slowly like getting all of my names together, which is really nice. Yeah. So, I just mean that as far as like the addresses you look up. So like Twitch, I'm actually Zero Score. YouTube, I'm always Zero Score, but like my custom URL or whatever is actually Zero Score now. Twitter, I've still got that stupid underscore, but I'm getting there, one step at a time.
One day.
I'm also slowly getting there with the travel vlogs. Hopefully, I'm trying to stay one ahead. So like I'll release part 2 this weekend, and then hopefully finish part 3 this weekend also, and release that next week. But we're getting there.
And Ben?
Twitter.com/Marvelous Iggy, where you can find me retweeting a lot of arts, and get ready for a lot of fighting game content because over the next 2 months, everybody's world tour is ending. So a lot of highlight shit. So look for that if you want some good shit.
And you can find me, your host Thomas, on Twitter, CSG Thomas. I'm also gameplay stuff on Twitch. You can email me, thomas@charshot.com. We're also on Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, and review us wherever you find your podcasts. And until then, guys, enjoy your games and have a good night.